The Škoda T50 is a Czechoslovakian Tier 9 medium tank. It is a further development on the post-war concept of the Czechoslovakian general-purpose tank. The project was developed by Škoda in 1947. In 1948, significant changes were introduced to the project. There were plans to mount a 100mm gun, but the project was discontinued after one full-size wooden prototype has been built. The Škoda T50 leads to the TVP T5051. In World of Tanks it is a pretty mobile, very capable tank, but let's see what it can do in some gameplay. Hello guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. As you can see, today we'll be driving the Czechoslovakian Tier 9 medium tank, that's the Škoda T50. And driving the Škoda T50 is Mr. Good. And during this replay we'll see if he is really Mr. Good in World of Tanks. So Škoda T50 on the map Cliff. As it's a medium tank, Mr. Good is going to drive his medium tank to a standard medium position that's on the middle of the map basically, and try and spot and fight with the enemy medium and heavy tanks that are going to be lurking around here. So taking a Škoda into position at the beginning of the map is pretty easy because it is a pretty mobile machine. As you can see here, top speed is 50 km/h and gets up to that speed pretty quickly. Now he spots a couple of heavy tanks and tank destroyers here. He gets shot by the T-30 while he was unloading his 3-shell clip on the enemy tanks, and fortunately the T-30 was using the small gun. But his positioning here allowed the Lorraine 40-ton on his team to take down one of the tank destroyers. Now his clip is reloaded and he is going to push up on this Lorraine on the other side. So the reload between the shells in the clip is less than 2 seconds, I believe it's 1.8. The aim time on the gun is 2.2, so you get the idea what kind of a tank this is. So it's a medium with 3-shell autoloader. Each of the shells has 248mm of penetration, I believe 320 damage on each shell, so you get to about 900 damage, 950 with one clip. And to reload the 22 seconds, it's pretty nice to just go out, unload under 6 seconds and go back into cover. Now what you can see him doing here is taking a nice position on the top of the hill from which he can control basically on the enemy side of the map. You can see him aiming on the Škoda, first shot, second shot, the third shot he unloads for around 1000 damage, and now he goes back for the reload. Now because there is one RT in the game, he is pretty careful here, goes back to some RT cover, hard cover there behind that rock, not allowing the artillery to shoot him. Now he is ready to unload on this WZ. One shot, second shot unfortunately bounces, and the third shot does damage, another 650 damage. And you can see the pattern here, so the main thing to do here with this tank is just reload the clip, go out, clip for 3 shells and wait for 20 seconds that your clip is full. Now as his clip is full, he is going to try and find the shots on the Škoda T50 that he was shooting just a while back. He wants to take out that medium tank so he can move freely from this position. And you can see that the Škoda T50 just died on the other side of the map, so that means that he is pretty safe here, and the only thing he needs to worry about is the heavy tanks that have pushed around the corner here. Now he's point his gun on the IS. Fortunately the IS gets shot down, shot 2 times into WZ-114 and goes for the reload once again. Now he didn't have the third shot on the WZ and decided to go to reload his gun pretty quickly. Now he has another target, that's probably going to be the T10. He does the same thing here, he puts his tank down the edge here and shoots at the T-34. 2 shots, the third shot on the T-34 and the T-34 is dead. Now that tank was at about 900 HP and you can see that the clip potential here is just enough to take care of that tier 8 heavy tank. Another reload here, trying to find the shot on the T10, finds the shot on the cupola, one bounces, unfortunately the second one bounces, and only the third one penetrates. If he had killed that T10, he would have saved the IS, but unfortunately the two shells bounced on the turret of the T10. And you can see that 248mm socket, that was actually a artist shell. We didn't see an explosion, but that was some splash from the artillery. I was talking about the penetration of the gun, 248. That's pretty nice penetration at tier 9, but as you saw there are a couple of shells bounced on that T10, so you can expect for a shell or two to bounce, but there is no bouncing on the Tiger 1. 3 shells, he got spotted, Tiger 1 was aiming, and while the Tiger was aiming, he was able to unload the clip and finish him for another 850 damage. And you will see at the end how much damage he really did in this game. So the positioning is pretty nice here. He has all of the enemy tanks just waiting for him to shoot. He and this T-54 mod 1 now going for the Canaveral. One hit, one bounce, and probably the last one hit and penetrated. So they're in a nice position, as I said. He is not getting spotted by anything. This T-54 mod 1 is trying to spot on the hill and allow his friendly tanks to shoot, but that Canaveral really doesn't care about the hill, and that's going to cost him. Got shot once, second shot the kill, and he goes immediately for the reload. So Mr. Good playing really nicely here. He really doesn't want to force the third shot because, as I said, the reload is around 20 seconds, 22 with the standard crew, and if you have brothers in arms and ventilation you can get down to 20 seconds. Now reload again on the WZ, and that's another kill. As he was dealing with the WZ, the artillery shot down the M41, the T-54 mod 1, and he is left alone, he is left to fight only against the Jack Tiger. Now you saw him loading heat shells there. He really doesn't want to load heat shells, but he is on one shell on his APCR. That's the standard shells on this tank, and well, when you have the autoloader you don't want to load one shell into the clip. So he loads heat shells, and that's pretty nice for him because he is going to face off with the Jack Tiger. We really don't know how much HP does that Jack Tiger have, but we hope that we'll soon find out if he runs into him while going into the cap circle. And now on the friendly team there are a artillery and 2 tank destroyers, but they are pretty much camping. The Su-152 just now decided to join here, and the T-28 is trying to push on the corner, but really he cannot push while the Jack Tiger is on that side, and while he only can wait on that side for Mr. Good to go around and flank him. Oh my god, there is the Jack Tiger. One shot through the front hull of the Jack Tiger, 3 shots, heat shells really enough to go through the armor of the Jack Tiger, even though the armor is pretty nice on that tank. But you saw there that the heat shells on that flat surface really go through like butter. If he had regular shells loaded, he probably wouldn't kill the Jack Tiger. As I was saying, kill the Jack Tiger, he now kills the Jack Tiger, and he is on 5 kills. Now, goes for the reload here. In my opinion that was bad because he had still 2 shells, and that would be enough to go for the artillery, but he's reloading and he has to wait for another 20 seconds and then try and find the artillery and kill it. Now the T-28 moved up, the Su-152 is in a position to snipe on the artillery, GW Tiger P is also gunning for the last kill. So will he get the top gun here? Unfortunately the artillery hits the enemy artillery. That's a GG, and let's take a look at the post-game stats. So Mr. Good had more than a good game here. He got a couple of medals like Spotter, Hand of God, Bruiser, Fighter, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, Tank Sniper, and of course the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. On team score sheet we can see that he finished with 1691 experience, 5 kills and more than 8600 damage. On detailed report we can see that he fired 34 shots, of which 34 hit the target and 30 penetrated. As he was firing a couple of premium shells at the end, he was only able to earn 14,000 credits with the premium account. So let's just summarize what we saw in this gameplay. So we saw a pretty nice and mobile tank, starting off on the middle of the map, spotting on the enemy tanks and allowing his friendly team to get shots and pretty much kill a tank in the first minute. So after that he positioned himself on the top of the hill. From that position he was able to put shots left and right on all of the enemy tanks that were spotted, and pretty much used the excellent gun on this tank to do as much as damage as he did. So the gun is pretty nice, 3-shell autoloader which can unload under 6 seconds and which reloads the clip at about 20 seconds when you have the top crew. The tank has no armor whatsoever, but combined with a good gun it still makes a decent tank. The grind for this tank is pretty hard, but it really pays off when you get to that tier 9 and tier 10s. I hope this helps you if you decide to go for this tank and grind it in your future gameplay. As always, if you liked the video, like; if you dislike, dislike. If you have any comments about the tank, leave it in the comment section down below and I will read it and answer you as soon as I can. If you are wondering what to watch next, you have the small I button in the top right corner and it will lead you to another video, probably the previous one. Also, the most important thing, don't forget to subscribe, and hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one.